Hi, I'm Phil Mason, editor of the BAPCO Journal, and we're here today in the BAPCO TV studios to preview some of the highlights of BAPCO 2020, which will be taking place at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry on the 10th and the 11th of March. I'm here with BAPCO President John Anthony and BAPCO Vice President Chris Lucas. John, Chris, why is 2020 an important year to come to the BAPCO event?
Well, every year is important to come to the BAPCO event, and once again we're building on last year's event, which was exceptional. Went down really well. All the feedback we had was positive, and we're looking to build on that. This year we've got an exceptional conference sessions lined up. We've got 3 conference streams on, and the drone zone as well. So we're adding content all the time. The speakers, just glancing here through the schedule, we've got a great lineup of international speakers as well as homegrown speakers, both from the commercial world and government coming along. Perhaps we'll talk about those a bit later and get into some more detail. But I think it's great, and we'll let Chris talk about it as well. But I think we'll be talking about how BAPCO itself is growing as an association and some of the international developments that we've made over the time. Perhaps Chris, you'd like to talk about your success you had with your MOU in Canada towards the end of last year.
I was really fortunate last year to attend APCO Canada, where we actually signed an MOU known as the Collaborative Coalition of International Public Safety around Next Gen 999 or 911, together with partners NINA, ENA and APCO Canada. And really quite hot off the press, we have had interest from Australia and New Zealand also to join the collaboration. So it's just building that and being at the forefront of collaborative opportunities with international partners.
And some of those people are coming and speaking at our conference this year.
President Monica Millian, the president of NINA, is actually hosting a couple of the sessions in the main conference.
But that's primarily around the topic of Next Generation 999, isn't it?
It is. She's also expanding. Is one of my areas that I'm quite passionate about is actually involving our people as well, and how we're going to utilise the technology. Are we correctly skilled? So she's expanding on that one. It's upskilling our workforce as well.
Yeah, but I think there's a common passion internationally for making sure that the public get the service that they deserve and need when they dial the emergency number in their country. We've still got a world where everybody's using different emergency numbers, 999, 112, 119, there's a whole plethora out there. People are travelling around the world and they don't understand that all the time. So we're trying to make sure that the technology allows people to dial the number they know, but still get the service they deserve at the time. So if we can progress that through technology, through suppliers, through regulatory bodies in those countries, then I think we'll be making some really good progress.
In relation to Next Gen 999, it's not just voice, is it? It's other ways of contacting the emergency services as well.
It's utilising data services. We talk about the general public in whatever country internationally. They're used to using smart devices, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Twitter. There's a wide range of applications, but they're still in the main having to use a voice service through the 999 in this country to access the emergency services, and it's trying to open those standards, make them keep them common standards, so it doesn't matter where you travel and you can use those applications.
But we have got, and you'll see speakers once again from, I'm not sure if we've got BT coming this year, but certainly Ofcom are going to be there for the first time, the regulatory body for the 999 system. So as we move now to Next Generation 999, and exactly what that entails, we shall hear more on. But we want to make sure that it does still meet the public's requirements and is still moving forward. So I think to have Ofcom there and joining us for the first time will be of great benefit. So it's really good to have some new speakers from some government departments. We've also got, I notice, Nick Smith, who's Head of Strategy and Operations at JSARC, the Joint Security and Resilience Centre, coming and talking for the first time about the security services and how we work together to develop technology that meets their requirements as well. So there's some new key speakers that are coming along this year, which is great to see. So it's not the same people coming year on year. We're developing and growing the conference streams each year, which is really good. I think it's going to be really interesting this year.
Well, going back to the topic of broadband, obviously one of the key topics across both days will be the emergency services network, which obviously has become a regular feature now. I mean, why is that an important topic, and what has happened in over the course of the last year?
Well, Chris is very close to this, so I think we'll let Chris go on this one.
Yeah, if people aren't aware, my day job, as well as doing BAPCO, is I represent the English Ambulance Trusts on the Home Office Emergency Services Mobile Communications Programme, which is delivering the Emergency Services Network, or ESN. And ESN is the next generation public safety network to replace the Airwave Tetra platform we currently use. And the key change in this one is it's given us critical or mission critical broadband data and voice services, not just the voice services we currently enjoy, which opens a whole new plethora of change and opportunity. Focus on my sector for ambulances and healthcare, it's given that broadband connection into the wider health community, whether that's video and other treatment methods. And one of the challenges for us on this one is how we're going to adopt that change. Do we know what change is coming? So ESN, I think, is a really hot topic still in the UK. Yeah. In fact, worldwide, because I think everyone's watching us, what we do, because we're sort of leading the way for again, similar to the way we did with Tetra on a national network. So there's a lot of interest, a lot of opportunity coming, and I think everyone's eager to learn about that one, and hence why the ESN Programme Director is keynote speaker on the first day.
There's also representation from users as well, I think, isn't there? Yeah,
there's an overview of users, so I think there's a fire colleagues that are given an overview of how they're adopting and some of the early opportunities they've had with using broadband data on fire appliances. There's also looking how we're going to evaluate some technology that's coming and an overview how we're going to achieve that.
And what broadband's all about, we are about critical services. I think there's something wider about the general public as well, and the necessity to get reliable broadband, 4G, 5G out across the public as well, because it's that technology that can make our lives easier in the emergency services by people being able to contact us and us contact them if necessary. And there's another, I believe we've got another speaker there talking this year about warning and informing, how we do wide area informing the public as well. But we just need to keep an eye on how we manage that and how it's used, and almost having Ofcom there would be interesting, because the idea of universal broadband for everybody is really good, and we do need that, but we also need to make sure that it is available to everybody all the time. It becomes part of the critical national infrastructure, not just for emergency services, but UK PLC. It enables everything to work from the emergency services, the critical national infrastructure, just about every bank, finance, right down to the little guy on his scooter delivering Just Eats or Deliveroo, because without the technology, those people aren't working. And we've seen where we've had the floods and some of that goes down, it takes the whole community out, not just the disruption of the flooding, but the disruption to the local economy as well. So we need to make sure we don't just have it, but we have it all the time, even at times of natural disasters and calamities.
Do you think people, the broader public, are aware to the degree that the way that everything is kind of linked together at this point from a communications point of view, that it's sort of ticking away in the background almost?
I was about to say personally, I don't think they have got that generic overview.
No.
The perception is, everyone's got their own perception of broadband and what they experience at home, and probably from mobile network operators. We're moving into that world, again, back to ESN slightly, with the broadbands, but agreeing with John, is the wider broadband, actually, the emergency service is going to benefit, the better coverage, access to it, we are going to benefit from ourselves. It's going to help things, and I know we touched on it earlier, so really hot topic at the moment is coronavirus.
Yes.
Well, actually, some of the opportunities there, we're looking at remote screening for people. We need that critical infrastructure to be able to do that one, otherwise we're going to have to move people into there, so it's helping potentially with containment and control of the spread.
But the technology is already there. Where we work on occasions, it's a completely mobile workforce. So there is no, the employer's not having to pay for the infrastructure in the office. It's completely based upon laptops sitting there which can go anywhere. So if there is a need not to come into London, not to come into work, then you take that and work wherever you work.
Yes.
But it's got to work when you take it there. So people come to London or any other major city and it's great. You can sit there with your laptop, work away, take it home to the remoter parts of perhaps Suffolk, Norfolk, Cornwall, and it's a different world. And that shouldn't be. People need to be able to go anywhere. So that's something that's part of the broader rollout of broadband. It's not just about emergency services. It's about the whole UK
It should benefit
infrastructure.
everybody.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Going back to the conference and exhibition, what are the, along with the sort of new broadband network for public safety, what are the other, would you say, transformative bits of technology, say drones, AI, that kind of thing?
There's two or three, you've touched on them
yeah.
already there, Phil. There's a couple of artificial intelligence, AI, is appearing across quite a number of the work streams, whether that's back to the next gen 999, 911 arena, they're talking about that one, but a whole wide of other applications, just predictive analysis and so forth. So I'd encourage everyone to come in and partake because AI is coming. No matter what you think about it, we're talking about 5G, so we're talking about the next generation on 4G and LTE, look at 5G, and that's going to migrate to 6G, 7G in the future, no doubt. I'd also look at the drone zone. I think we're building on from last year's success. The first time we had the drone zone, so it's back again this year. More demonstrations, live demonstrations in there, and actually use case as well, how people are using drones and unmanned aerial vehicles. People learning, all sectors, public safety, not just the traditional blue lights, other areas are using this type of technology as well. So it's learning how we're using it, and actually stopping unauthorised users using it, because it was a hot topic last year at Gatwick.
Yeah.
I think there's a topic in the drone zone is how do we detect unauthorised users as well.
Yeah, I think there also seems to be an undercurrent. There's a shift in the way that public safety organisations are kind of governing and organising themselves in terms of, say, use of the, kind of coming back to sort of issues around AI and things like that. Working in the cloud, storage of information, that kind of thing. That's also reflected in the conference programme, I think, isn't it?
Yes, there is, and I think that the cloud's a way the emergency services have been fairly wary of putting their information in the cloud, but I think that's changing now, and there is a shift. We're seeing some big organisations looking at contracts now that will move some of their critical working into the cloud, which, as we were saying, it's about agility. So it's the way to go. But the conference sessions aren't just about what's happening in the UK. There's very much an international flavour to it as well. As Chris alluded to, we've got speakers from North America, but we've also got quite a European contingent over, so we can learn from what's going on across Northern Europe as well. And I think there's a lot to learn from those countries about the challenges they've faced, as they can learn from us. We can learn from them.
Yes.
So it's looking really exciting this year.
With the UK slightly ahead. It's a bit, Finland is the.
Finland are. We've got quite a close association with Finland. They will be there in quite some force. So we look forward to hearing from them about their challenges that they're facing.
Yes.
Which are very similar to ours, but there's always different ways of facing those challenges. So there's always something to learn from colleagues. To sit in some of those sessions will be very interesting, I think.
Okay. I think that's about all we've got time for. Is there anything else that you would like to add, John or Chris?
I'll just add before, I'm sure John's got a final comment to make, but it's just making everyone aware, it's not just about the technology, it's about how the people and how we're going to adapt and use it, and actually putting the users together with the suppliers, because the suppliers may have the best thing ever as they think of it, but actually practically it can't be used. It's just understanding from each other what's coming from the user perspective, and actually from the supply market is make it usable, so learn from the users. And I think BAPCO and the conference gives that great opportunity to everyone meet and discuss that.
Yep, there's a real opportunity on the conference floor to come along and speak to those suppliers, users and suppliers to engage. Not just on the conference floor, we've got the BAPCO lounge again, so there's space to come and have a coffee, have a chat in a nice informal setting. We've also got the show dinner again this year, which will be as good as ever, and a great way for people to get together in an informal setting and discuss the technologies they've got and how they can be used into the future, and to build upon the networks you've got. So we really look forward, us and the rest of the BAPCO board and executive really look forward to meeting members and the supplier community there on the 10th and 11th of March at the Ricoh Arena. We look forward to meeting as many people as possible, having a chat, having a coffee, but please come and talk to us and give us some feedback on how we're doing, because we do this because we enjoy doing it. We aren't in paid positions, but we want to make this right for this community. So come and talk to us, give us feedback, and we'll continue to improve it year on year as we've done so far.
Okay. Thank you, John. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to register to attend BAPCO for free at www.bapco-show.co.uk. We'll look forward to seeing you at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry on the 10th and the 11th of March.